I don't know how much that is in pounds,
Kilos.
but you can do the...
Griff, you do the translation. I think 80 kilos is somewhere. What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo from Reel here with no other than Kevin Langeree.
Woohoo! So good to be back. Thanks for having us.
Today we got a Lightwind day, so we're going to talk about a Lightwind Kite, the Whisper.
The Whisper model.
So anyone that's followed Kevin's vlog, like, you've chased the world, the highest wind places. You're always going to high wind, jumping over everything, going super high. It's like awesome, really great entertainment. Here you are as a dad with a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old in limited time and running a business and going all over the place. Oh, hence comes out a world-renowned Lightwind Kite.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm super proud of what we were able to achieve building this Whisper model together with Brainchild. You know, having Rolf's knowledge and Damien's knowledge combined, we just came out with this beautiful kite, and it makes those Lightwind days even more fun. I'm stoked on this kite.
And I want to call you out on a little bit, because I've seen some like, I can ride in no wind, I can ride this thing in nothing, right? So what is your idea of light wind?
My idea of light wind is between starting at 8 knots. I don't know how many miles an hour that is, but you can do the calculation.
Okay. He's going to talk in knots, I'll talk in miles per hour. 8 knots, 10 miles per hour.
Okay, there we go. Starting at 8 knots till, I would say, about 20, 23 knots. Okay. The beauty of this kite is it doesn't only work in super light wind, but it's also very good when the wind does pick up. Right. And it
so
flies.
You're on that ramp, like you're on that ramp up, you can like kind of start at the low end
and then you can keep riding, you know, the big kites. It flies very nicely forward into the wind window. The deep power is amazing. Even if you're crazy overpowered, you just sheet out and it's super easy to handle.
That's awesome, because most light wind kites that I've personally ridden, they just slow to steer, parks, just pulls you downwind. Yeah. So you're going, but you're on a big ass board and you're going straight down.
Well, that's exactly what I had in my head too,
right, for light wind kites.
Until I tried these first samples of the Whisper model, and this was something completely different, something I had never felt before. This kite feels like a 10 meter, and it's really light on the bar. It's responsive. It's the lightest big kite on the market.
So it's like lightweight as far as like the weight of it?
Yes, it's even lighter than the Alula kites on the market. And if something flies, the lighter it is, the better it flies, right?
Particularly for light air. And we found that in our school too, which is like a really critical thing, is that this thing has been insane, because when you're teaching beginners, they're making beginner mistakes, and you or I couldn't replicate that. We've been kiting so long, we couldn't replicate a beginner mistake that's going to fully sheet in on backstall a kite or fully sheet out and have the thing fly forward in the window. Yeah. And the main thing is, what do beginners do? They crash the kite all the time. Yep. Right. So if in light air your kite crashes and it stays down, your session's over. Self-rescue come in. Yeah. Whereas this, it actually like lifts off the water. It rolls and comes to the side of the window. Yeah. It lifts off the water, which is incredible that a beginner is having that sort of success.
Exactly. And what I personally like the most is if you steer the kite down, the bigger kites, usually because of the weight, they will get stuck on the way back up, right? This one, because it's so light, because the kite is so efficient, it goes and it just accelerates through the turn, and that generates enough power, so that gets you going in that lighter wind. Right, that's really interesting, because like power generation, you see it's got a fairly full wingtip, 3-strut design that will create that consistent power throughout the entire wind window, which is giving you that connected feel, which is probably why you're like, hey, 10 to 15 knots, like you're riding a regular twin tip. You're not allowed 100%, regular twin tip, going upwind, like having drive where the kite, you know, it is going to generate power on the downsweep, but then once you get apparent wind on it, you actually can just goes forward and you're accelerating and getting drive wind on a standard size twin tip, which is the crazy part of it, right? And that's the most fun, you know, like, yes, you can ride in super light wind on a foil. There's a lot of places in the world where you cannot ride foils. It's very technical riding foils. Sometimes people have limited time, so that's why I think the Whisper model is the kite to get in your quiver. It's easy to ride. You can ride on your twin tip in almost no wind, and it's just getting you on the water even more. And so helping people decide what size Whisper's right for them. Yeah. You got a 13, 15, and 17. You know, we've had a lot of success with the 15 and 17. Haven't spent a ton of time on the 13, but like which size is for what person? Are people buying a quiver of these or buying a 17 and 13? Like, how do you buy the Whisper? What we tell people is I'm 80 kilos. If I ride a twin tip, my go-to kite would be the 15. If you're a little heavier than 80 kilos, I don't know how much that is in pounds, but you can do the...
Griff, you do the translation, I think 80 kilos is somewhere around 180 pounds.
Use AI, yeah. I'm sure we can figure it out. If you're slightly below 80 kilos, you'll go on the 13.
Okay, got it. Can someone lighter weight ride a 17, or is there kind of diminishing returns?
You can still ride the 17 if you're 60 kilos.
Right.
It's just depending on the wind. If you're 60 kilos, you can get away with a 13 already very quickly.
Size it to your like
weight.
Your weight, and then that's your one Lightwind kite.
Exactly.
You know, so our size, hey, 15 meter. From there, you're going right to what, a 12 meter or a 10 meter?
Yeah, and then you can either decide to go into the hyper model, which goes to 12 meter, or of course a super model.
Right, exactly. This is my session saver. Like, hey, I got a half hour. My kids are taking a nap. I'm heading to the beach.
Exactly.
Boom. I don't care what the wind is. I'm going.
There's no more no wind days almost.
Right.
Yeah. I think even now, like, how much knots would it be? It's probably like 3 to 4, maybe.
Yeah,
5
we're almost
knots.
there. We're almost there. Come on.
I rode the 17 meters in 5 knots once on my twin tip, so it's
we're almost
on the edge.
That's really what you guys are trying to do with this kite, is make kiteboarding accessible to most people. Everyone has light air, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has light air. And it's great to see even like you as a king of the air and like a big air guy, like saying, hey, light air is actually super fun and you can still do tricks. And I'm sure like you're learning a lot of stuff without the impact of looping the kite or down looping.
100%.
Like a lot of people I'm seeing that like basic load and pops or like small airs, the impact is so much less pronounced when you're doing it in light wind than high wind.
Yep, you're completely right. You took the words out of my mouth. You know, learning new tricks on this is so much easier because you're not gonna get yanked. You make a little steering mistake, it's fine. You can save it.
You have to put some input in. It is a big kite. Like it's not going to turn like an 8 meter, but it's also not going to get you in trouble like an 8 meter. So if you really yank on the bar, the thing's going to initiate, but it's not going to go like an 8 meter and get you, like, leave you stranded.
100%. And that's, you know, that's the thing I like to do the most, you know. Just jump, practice board offs or whatever you want to practice, and then when you go in stronger winds, it becomes a lot easier because you know how the rotation is, you know where to put your kite. Spending more time on the water means more progression and more joy.
Yeah, and that's what I found with this too, is like, hey, on those ramp up days where you're like, hey, you're starting, it's like 10 to 15, but then hey, it goes 15 to 20. It doesn't just break you, like it doesn't feel like the harness is gonna rip off your back. You just get this great glide and lofty jumps, right? So like, yeah, you're overpowered, but it still handles. For me, I'd say up to 20 miles per hour. You can ride it over 20 knots. You know, that's like 18-ish maybe. You know, you're riding probably 20 knots plus, you know, but at that point, hey, just switch up. But like those sessions where it goes, you know, 10 to 20, and then you're like, you're riding the whole range, like pick the right size and you're
gonna be solid on the Whisper model, 100%.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for the rundown, and appreciate the sessions.
Thanks.
Want more reviews? Reach out online, realwatersports.com. Give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. See you guys on the water for the next session.
Woohoo! See you later.